Happy Wednesday, legacy makers. I have not gone on Instagram Live all of 2021 yet. So I'm just excited to do this. If any of you remember, hey Nicole, I used to do Real Talk with Elaine Liu. Hey Jenilyn, nice seeing you. So let me just, and hopefully this works. And as we were waiting, so on Wednesdays, I plan to do Real Talk with Elaine Liu. Hi, Nicole.
Hey.
We look like McDonald's with a yellow and red.
Yeah, so coordinated.
So, I brought in Nicole. I'm doing Real Talk with Elaine Liu, and I basically want to bring in my incredible clients and friends to come in and share how amazing it is. I had a call with Nicole. I was like, just brag about yourself. I already have questions. But before we begin, I have to be a little romantic. It is our 1 year and 12-day anniversary.
Aw. Oh my
Do you want
gosh, I can't believe it's been a year.
do you want me to give you a ring? I'll give you a ring pop.
Oh, yes, please.
Oh, hi, Monica. Monica is watching. So she
Yeah.
is in the inner circle with Nicole, Tiffany, Marie Antoinette, Jenilyn. Yeah, actually, some of your clients like messaged me. She's like, I want to watch this because Nicole's so amazing. Um, so Nicole and I met. When did you slide into my DMs? October of
October, yeah.
2019.
Yeah.
All right. So I always make fun of Nicole. She was a hard person to convert. Like,
I made Elaine work for it.
yeah, so for those that are Filipino, you'll understand this word. I was courting her. I'm like, Nicole, what do I need to do? Play a guitar. It took 3 calls. She was really scared to invest. But it was really cool full circle because honestly, when I started my business, I thought I wanted to do what Nicole does. And Nicole is a life coach for first and second generation immigrants. It's incredible what she's done in a year like 2020 because you're only making 500 a month. You have spoken for Google. Like, by the way, she doesn't even have to try. Tech companies go to her and it's like, I want to work with you and give you money. Um, and she has her signature program called Living Bravely. She sells out every single one. You've sold out the first 2 cohorts for the year already,
Yeah,
right?
actually, a spot opened up for March, but yeah, I mean, booked until pretty much till May. Yeah.
Yeah, booked until May, no ads. I mean, we just got Nicole Focus. Anything missing that I'm talk like about you, how great you are?
I know, I'm like, just keep it coming. No. It's really nice actually to hear it reflected back because when you're in it, it just feels like, oh yeah, I'm just doing the things. I'm just like going along. So it's nice to just like,
Yeah.
oh, I have done all of that.
And I know that's like it tends to be like the resume because both me and Nicole are Panays and Asians, right? Like talk about the successful things. But I remember when you had your first sold out launch, you're like, this is a fluke. How do I how do I do it? And she just makes it consistently where it's so easy for her. Um, but we're gonna just so all of you know, we're going through the 3 mindset hacks because Nicole was able to make 200K last year during a difficult time. But before that, you had to go through mindset struggles on your own before
Oh
investing
yeah.
with me. Like, what were your biggest challenges before working with me? I mean, Nicole was in my mastermind, now she's in my inner circle. So, what was your biggest challenges? And then we'll go into the 3 mindset hacks.
Yeah. So before signing on with you and working with you, Elaine, I was really I lacked a lot of confidence because I had just moved from a corporate space. This is the first time I'm being an entrepreneur, first time I'm being a life coach. And so I wasn't really confident in myself, my skills of building a business. And that resulted in me actually just like treating my business as a hobby. Like I felt like I was committed, but really when I look back, I was kind of just like dipping my toe in and seeing like, oh, maybe this will work. I wasn't fully like, yes, this is what I am doing. I'm committed to it, 100% in. And that's actually why I decided to start working with you is because that was me committing, not just to you and like the work we do together, but to myself and what I'm building and really fully committing to my business. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I would love to take credit, but I do want to emphasize what Nicole just said. She had to do the work. Um, and it's interesting because me and Nicole have just such a great relationship because I'll meet people and I just know they are not ready to work with me because they need to be in a mindset, like have that strong mindset. So I would love for you to share the three tips because I will say this to all of you. Like I get onto sales calls, like I just need the strategy. How am I going to make money? But then they tell me all these blocks of like, I know you want the strategy, but there's a lot more inner work you have to do. Like I tell people all the time, like I got two therapists because I had crazy dreams.
Yeah.
Like I had to do a lot of inner work. I still do to this day. There's never like a nirvana. There's always like there's a
Yeah.
quote. I think I shared this with you and you haven't heard it before, but every new level there's a new devil and you have to
Yeah.
work through that. So shares are the three mindset hacks that has helped you make the
Yeah.
200K last year.
It's so funny just hearing that number back at me because it so feels surreal. Um, so really the big thing was, so one of the big things was trust, like really trusting in myself, trusting that if I,
Mm,
even trusting the choices I make, and even if the choices don't result in a great outcome, trusting I'll be okay.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And trusting that the women who I'm supposed to work with will say yes to me. And what that trust helped me do is actually just focus on what I can control. Because I know we just want to like make sure everything works out okay, but actually just releasing that, hey, things are going to work out. All I get to do is just trust in what I can control. It really just helped me stay focused on that instead of in the mind drama of like, oh my gosh, what if I do this? What if I do that?
Yeah.
Uh,
And
yeah,
that tends to happen for a lot of people. Like, but I mean, I lost my job back in December 2017, right? I'm like, but what if this business doesn't work? What if I'm in so much debt? But
yeah,
it's the trusting and the letting go, not being attached. It's so weird. In order for you to hit your goals, you cannot be attached to the result. It's a
I
weird
know.
concept.
It's so hard like because our old programming is like, no, you must control every single thing. When it's like, actually, the more you let go, the more it will come to you with ease. Yeah.
And it's interesting because the letting go, because I know before pandemic, COVID, you were traveling a lot. But a lot of the best business ideas come when you're not staring at your computer. It's when
Yeah.
you're taking a shower and you're pissed because it's wet and you don't know where to write that idea down, or like, you're at the park. So trust and let go.
Yeah.
That's the first one. What's the other
Yeah.
two?
The second one is really owning my identity as a CEO, as a business owner, um, and that I get to call the shots. I get to change my mind. If something doesn't feel right, I don't have to keep going with it. Whereas if you're an employee, right, it's like, oh, well, I just got to like grin and bear it. It's like, oh, I actually really get to design what I want this to look like for me, and it doesn't have to look like what anyone else is building. Yeah.
I want you to say that again so that people in the back could hear it. No,
One more time for the folks in the back.
well, I want to emphasize that. I know, and oh, people, hey, Christy, Authentic Wellness. I see Saprit watching, one of my clients. It's interesting because people are like, well, I want 10,000 followers. I want this because we see other people. People talk about the aesthetic of Instagram. My Instagram looks like shit. I have less than 10,000 followers. I'm about to hit 1 million this year in my business or next year.
Yes.
And then Nicole will hit 500,000 at the minimum.
Putting it out there.
By the way, I'm a pusher. I like joke around if anyone has watched Mean Girls. I'm a pusher, Katie. I'm a pusher. Tina Fey, anyone? So I'm a pusher, Nicole. She knows that. But actually,
Yes.
even with coaching Nicole or all of my clients, I've told Nicole, like, hey, this is what I recommend, but I want you to do what feels empowered for you to make that decision.
Yeah.
And Nicole doesn't listen to me all the time, but then she does come back to me and said, you told me this.
Yes. Well, and I like that you brought up your pusher, and that's part of the reason why I decided to work with you also, Lane, is because my energy is really like mellow
Yeah,
and
we have
like
different energies.
but I need like that fire of just like, well, what if you do this? Well, explore this. That's like direct. And so it helps me get into action and actually start doing things.
So
Um,
you said to embody the CEO, but I mean, it has happened to both of us. What
mm,
happens if you made that bad investment or decided to work with a client that was not ideal? Not saying that the investment or the client are bad individuals. It's just not a good fit, like dating.
yeah.
So what do you tell yourself in those situations? Because we all let the personal stuff get in. And you're like, Kristen can
Yeah.
watch it later, but continue, Nicole.
Yeah. Yeah. So of course yeah, I've made decisions that I regret. And first I have to let myself feel like the bad feelings. Like, oh, okay, what did I do that? I should have done something else. I have to go through that. But then to move through that, because I can't stay in that place, is really just grounding myself in what can I take away from this? Accepting that failure is a part of success, and okay, what can I learn so that I don't do this in the future, or that I mitigate this from happening in the future. So what I tell my clients is anytime we fail or like make a choice that we wish we hadn't, we're never going backwards. It's still forward momentum if we just learn from what happened. So we're never like
Yes.
going back to the start.
Well, I mean, there was a situation where you and I were voxering each other, and I was asking, like, okay, well, it happened, so what can we do to prevent it and put measures? Because the universe, God, Beyonce, whatever higher being you believe in, gives us problems because it's like, okay, there's a leak or there's a hole here that we need to fix and patch up. So I really love that. So, what is
Yeah.
your final third tip?
The final tip is really to get real about your money beliefs.
Yes.
Yeah, because those are deeply programmed and deeply seated. So I really had to shift into a space where I know I am deserving of abundance and that it's okay to receive compensation for my work. Like it's an energy exchange and really valuing what I bring, uh,
Hmm.
and translating that into a number that feels good. It doesn't have to be like a huge number, but it's like, what is that energy exchange that feels good for what you're bringing to the table and what you're asking to receive from the other person?
Yeah. So I have a follow-up question to that. And hi,
Yeah.
Joanne. I see one of my former clients watching. You serve first and second generation immigrants, and I serve women of color. There's a lot of people who are women of color here that serve the same communities, and there's that mindset of what you were just describing. But it's like we feel like we're in a place of privilege, right? So how do
Yeah.
you balance that?
Yeah.
Like,
I hear that all the time too. And we do we do have such big hearts, right? And we want to serve. That's why we're doing this work. Like it's because we want to serve. And there's a way to serve and meet people where they are and take care of yourself. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, if you're worried about like money and making rent and paying bills, how are you going to show up for others? Like, for example, this past
thank you
week,
so much for sharing
yeah,
that. I want you guys to hear that again. Like, you have to charge your worth because how can you be present with your clients if you're like, I need to pay for rent, but I don't have enough money?
yeah,
But
like
continue,
this,
Nicole.
yeah, this past week, we had a huge plumbing issue. We had to replace like pipes and everything. It was like $5,000. And if I was in a place where I wasn't taking care of myself, that's where my focus would be. But because I'm in a place where I have a sustainable business, I could just pay for that and focus on serving and being there for my clients. So it's
This
a
is huge, Nicole. Sorry,
yeah,
I'm like having kind of a coaching moment because you all have to understand. When I met Nicole, she didn't want to like spend any money and just like keep it. So that is a huge win.
yeah, yeah, for sure. It felt good to just release that. Like, all right, that's what that money's for. I'll take care of that so that I can be here for my community and the way I want to show up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. So can you sum up the three again? The top three
Okay.
mindset hacks.
So trusting in myself,
Mm-hmm.
my choices, that everything will be okay, um, really owning my identity as a business owner, a CEO, and shifting my money beliefs to really believe that I am deserving of abundance and that it's okay to receive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know you tend to attract a lot of business owners and or people who want to have a business, right? So they're kind of in beginning stage, like ideation. Can you share with them why mindset is important and how people can possibly work with you or learn more about your work?
Yeah. So, like, I totally get strategy is also important, but without believing in yourself and believing that you can execute the strategies and the strategies will work for you, it's it's not going to result in what you want. Because our actions really reflect our belief. And so if we half believe in it, we're going to take actions that result in like half results. And so having the mindset piece of moving through difficulties, through obstacles, through strategies is going to help your results reflect your 100% belief that you're creating what you want. I hope that made sense.
Yes, that does. Um, like I said, Nicole is my number one. Hey, Clara, one of your clients.
Yeah.
But when I meet people and I know they're having mindset blocks, I just give them to Nicole. Like, here, Nicole could help you with this stuff. And Nicole, your work is so important. And there's nothing shameful, by the way. And if there's anything you want to add to that, there is HS3, there's nothing shameful for not being in the right mindset. Like, congratulate yourself for being aware. But the better
Yeah.
question about it is, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
And enter Nicole. That's what you can do about it.
Yeah. And I will share it's an evolution, right? I still deal with mindset blocks and like you said, new level, new devil. Like every new level, the old stuff comes up. I have to work through that. And so it's okay. Like Elaine said, it's okay if you're in a place where
Yes.
you're wanting to work on it.
Well, I want to, Nicole, I'm pretty sure you will agree with me because I was reflecting on this and I had to talk to my mastermind clients. Like, people think that when you hit six figures, it's nirvana. Like, you have made it. See, Nicole's laughing because it is
Yeah.
not nirvana, by the way. Here's the reality. Like, I will share numbers with you. When you have like a six-figure business, like a coaching business, even though we're not paying retail space, really, your reality is like, it's like 33K in salary, one, and then two, money goes out to taxes, then you're paying your coaches, right? The money mindset when you are trying to hit the six figures is having the mindset to pay for a coach, number one, and then two, being focused.
Yeah.
Can you explain why being focused is so important? Because we could do the Goldie Shiny Object Syndrome, right?
Oh
I
yeah.
need to be on Clubhouse. I need to be on TikTok. I need 10,000 followers. I need to get a YouTube channel and subscribe. You do all those things, you stretch out and you confuse your audience. So can you talk about why focus is important?
Totally. And you also called me on this because I was getting into that shiny object syndrome. And when we focus on like one, two, three things, we get really good at those things and then we get known for that. So I wanted to like branch out into all these products and Elaine's like focus on what gives you joy and that's your group program. And so I just focused on that last year and I just iterated every time. How can I make this better? How can I serve more? And now half of my new clients come from referrals because I served the shit out of those
Yes, you
clients.
did.
And so they want other people in their circle to experience and have the same like transformation that they did.
Yeah.
So focus is so key in actually like creating new clients and new people to serve.
Well, and it's not like Nicole just has that one thing because Nicole, she has her membership that she doesn't promote. Like that's people who want to continue working with her through Thrive Hive. And then, gets paid money from Google and from other tech companies. She doesn't promote it, but she is known for that one thing. Like for me, I'm known for my Aligned Legacy Mastermind, but Nicole's in my inner circle. And I will tell you, it doesn't hit nirvana when you hit six figures because the next mindset step of scaling is letting go and hiring people. You're like, but I made all this money. I want to keep it.
Yes.
I know. How did you get through that? Because we see all this made six figures, oh my God, Nirvana. Like, no, you want to, it's not just scaling because you want a lot of money. And also another thing, revenue does not equal salary. That's only a
Yeah.
part of your salary. Anything you want to add to that, Nicole?
Yeah. So with every new level, so and Elaine's actually just helped me with this recently, is uh, also, yes, the money part, but then what do you want your life to look like with at
Yes.
that level? Because I like the amount of work that I did last year just doesn't feel sustainable for me moving forward. And so that means hiring other coaches to support me, hiring other like a team to support me, and really releasing that I have to do all the things. Um, and and so it's really a balance of now at this level, like what do you want your life to look like while you create this business so that it's sustainable.
It's not even the what you see people say, like, let me hit six figures, but exactly what Nicole was saying, lifestyle, because we're working on getting her a baby. No, I'm not in the process. I just want to let you know, okay?
No.
I'm not in the process. I don't want to be, I'm not that type of person. I'm not that type of coach. But thinking about like when she wants to start a family and like making sure she has time like with a child, you know?
Yeah.
Um, but there's just you just have to learn through it. And also what I'm hearing too is it's an immigrant mentality, unfortunately, as first generation, second generation immigrants. Like, well, I'm given this buffet called America and opportunities, so I should be able to figure it out. The problem with that though is yes, you're given a buffet, you could figure it out, but there's just too many options.
Yeah.
One. And then two, let's be like, even when I had to apply for college, I went to my high school counselor for help. Like, I have always asked for help.
Yeah. I mean, help is huge. You can't do it alone. And it's just not sustainable to do it alone.
No.
Um, and it totally is. I really had to work through, I got to struggle in order to deserve the good things. But really accepting like, hey, I get to just serve and have fun and enjoy this and not say yes to every single thing.
So I don't think I even shared this with you or even my other clients, but I am making what I used to make in 1 year, my first job I ever had after college in 1 month. And I'm not even promoting or selling anything. But I will say this, but Nicole, you probably resonate with this. I'm like, it cannot be this easy. Like, like it was just imposter syndrome. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
it
yeah.
can't be this easy. I'm not really struggling. I have 8 hours of sleep at night. I'm so confused. Like, I had to work on this with my own coaches of like, wait, how? But, anyways, I want to get back to how amazing you are. So, Nicole, how can people find you?
So you can follow Cruise Coaching. Oh,
Um,
did it freeze? Are we
mm-hmm.
good?
Keep going.
Okay. So you can
No,
follow me
I
on
someone
Instagram.
called me. That's what happened.
Oh, okay. You can follow me on Instagram at Nicole Cruz Coaching, and you can find out more about my group program at my website, NicoleCruzCoaching.com. It's a program that I love. Like it brings me so much joy, and I would love to connect with you and just explore like what transformation you want to create.
Yeah. So, step one, go talk to Nicole, work on your mindset. And then when you've graduated, Nicole, she makes fun of this. She's like, she has her own Nicole funnel because usually a lot of her students to graduate from her go work with me. But Nicole, I would love for you to share with people like what have you enjoyed the most about working with me and why you have decided where you want to work another year with me.
I know. Let's keep it going. So a lot of reasons. One, like, and I've worked with like other business coaches also. So one, you really care, like you truly care not just about like our business and growing that, but our lifestyle, how we're feeling. You're always looking for ways to add value and to fill the gaps in what we need. And then you bring in experts for that. And you've built a community And it's like the inner circle that I'm in, they feel like sisters, where I get to show up and I'm an only child, so I'm like, yes, please, like
And we're
more
like
of that.
laughing the whole time during our calls, by the way. It doesn't even feel like a coaching call.
Yeah, where I just get to show up as is. Like I could be messy, I could be like crying, I could be happy, and really getting support from people that I know really care about me and not just about my business. And I just wanted more of that going into next year and to really learn from you, Elaine, how to scale in a way that feels good and doesn't feel sleazy and doesn't feel like bro-y. It's just like focusing on values and relationships, which is what speaks to me. So I am so looking forward to seeing what we're going to create this year.
Half a mil, Nicole. That's what we're going for, minimum. And a baby.
Yes.
I don't need to be there
So
for
many
that.
things. So many things.
I just want to be called, Tita. I could be, if you want to upgrade me to Ninang, by the way, anyone that's not Filipino, Tita
Hi.
means aunt, Ninang means godmother. If you want to upgrade me to that, that's cool. If you don't want to do that, I'll be heartbroken. But do you see that passive aggressive Filipino shit
I
I'm
know. My Lola coming out.
doing? So if you guys want, I actually want to invite you to my free event. I have a free virtual event on Sunday, January 24th at 9 a.m. Pacific. It's on how to get consistent clients. So you could click on the link in bio or DM me. But if you're an overachiever and you want to work with me, just DM me. We could see if it's a good fit. Nicole, what were challenges you had before deciding if you wanted to work with me, or what advice would you have for anyone that's on the fence?
I mean, the big thing was investment, right? Especially when I started with you, I was making $500 a month. I'm like, this is the biggest investment I've made in my business. And what helped me was just thinking, what got me to this place isn't going to get me to where I want to be. I need that extra support and just that push of someone who maybe believes in me more than I believe in myself sometimes. And just thinking through, where would I be without this program and where would I be with it? And that just helped me like go ahead, make the commitment, and just again trust that whatever came out of it is what was supposed to come out of it. And obviously it was a good investment.
I think you, and hi Orvi, and then I see Kathleen and Jenny watching. I think you passed six figures in September or August.
August.
And then what, 5 months later, you surpassed 200K?
Yeah. I don't know.
It's interesting. Business gets easier, but I will say the problems you have as you scale is different from in the beginning.
Yeah.
And you have to learn from it and grow from it.
The first six figures is like the most difficult.
It's hard. Yes. Thank you
so
for sharing
hard.
that.
But once you learn the tools, like, oh, now I know how to create more. And like you said, then it's just like a different set of problems, all great problems, all good problems like that I'm signing up to have. But it's just a different set of problems.
Yeah, I'm so glad you're saying that because I see some of my mastermind girls sit here and I joke around because I have coaches. I'll make it an announcement about you later, but that's another call. Where the first six figures are hard. And I see a lot of you still on here and some of my mastermind girls. The first six figures is hard because it's throwing spaghetti on the wall and you're figuring things out. It's kind of like, good example. For those of you that went to college, right, undergrad, the first 2 years, if you're undeclared, don't have a major, you're figuring out like what you want to major in. And then you figure out like what is that one program, product, or service that's working for you. And to scale, you really need to just make that better, like each time. Yeah. And then after that, when you hit six figures, it's actually, how can I have my life back? I'm being honest. You're going to hustle the first six figures, but after that, it's how do I have my life back? And shit, I need to hire a team. How do I do that? And then it's big conversations. Like we talk about taxes and retirement now and in inner circle. Like,
yeah. And we we talk about creating generational wealth. Like, and doing it again from a place rooted in love and service. and not just how can I make more money? How can I make more money?
Yes. And I will say this because I came from the nonprofit sector. When you're focused on love and service, you'll continue to have two things happen, which is what happens to both me and Nicole's businesses, where you don't have to rely on ads but the big two things, one, your clients continue to renew with you, like Nicole renewing for another year. Two, your clients refer you. And it could be both or either or, it doesn't matter. And those are the best compliments because your clients are your marketing vehicles. Because let's be honest, how many of us worked with coaches where they looked really pretty on Instagram, but then they were shit when you got to their program? We're not going to put the list here, okay? There is a list. So thank you. So Nicole, thank you so much. If you need tips on mindset, please follow Nicole. And she has one spot left for your Living Bravely program?
One spot for March opened up. And then if you're wanting to plan ahead and explore a May start, I'm happy to connect with you.
Yeah. And then just, we're saving this video because she's going to hit 500,000 this year. 1, 2, also, I'm going to be a ninang, godmother. So passive aggressiveness for me.
Love it.
And then the second thing, if you want to come to my free event, Saturday, January 24th, to get consistent clients, link in bio, DM me. If you want to work with me, DM me. But yeah, you got your Filipino passive aggressiveness here.
Yeah. A little taste of it.
Nicole, any last words for those entrepreneurs out there? And then we could go.
One, I know it's hard. I know it feels really difficult, especially in the beginning. But it doesn't have to be so hard if you get people around you who will support you and help you through all the mind drama that comes with creating something that you love. So keep going. The world needs you. Get support. Go to Elaine's event. Just check it out. And yeah, keep going. We need more, especially like women out there serving from a place of love.
And to my fellow women of color who are looking at me, Nicole, because Nicole said this to me, and I know clients go to her and tell her this. If you feel so inspired where you see someone who looks like you, killing it like us, imagine how that's going to feel for you when you go after your dreams. And people look at you telling you it's so nice to see someone who looks like me, who has had some similar life. So stop being selfish. This is my tiger mama moment. Stop being selfish. You've gone through all this shit in your life. There are people who need you exactly the way you are. No Instagram copy and paste influencer. And that is all.
Yes. Mic drop.
Well, thank you so much for staying on. I know we're like 4 minutes over, but I love you.
Love you too.
We have a coaching call in 26 minutes, so she has another like 2 hours of me today. So sad.
Love it.
Bye, ladies. DM us
Bye, everyone.
if you need anything. Bye.